Hi guys, Cynthia here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be doing a side-by-side comparison of the authentic real the Romance Angels deck by Doreen Virtue versus the fake Romance Angels deck that you can buy on Amazon, Etsy, eBay. Now, note, I do not promote any of the fake decks. As a matter of fact, this was my first Oracle deck ever, and I did not even know it was fake until obviously I learned a lot more about cards and Oracle cards and tarot cards, and I did not even know it was fake. I just thought maybe it wasn't the best quality deck. And just to make it very clear, I do not support buying fake decks. I believe that you should be supporting the artists and you should not be supporting fake manufacturing in China. Instead, giving credit, right, and rewarding the artists for their work. And also, if you want good quality deck, definitely I wouldn't go with the fake one. However, I will not judge somebody if that's the route they want to go, right? Especially if it's an out-of-print deck like this one. Now, Doreen Virtue does not stand by her decks anymore, so buying the fake one of this one, I can understand, because first of all, they go for the original authentic ones go for a real high price, versus this one you can buy, I believe I bought it for $19, which I realized that's actually overpaying. If I would have had the patience to wait from Wish, I could have bought it for like $2-3, but again, I didn't know, and I didn't know it was fake, so I bought it from Amazon, like everything else. But, even if you don't support making fake decks, right, like with decks that are out of print like this one, it is really hard. Or if you don't want to pay out, I mean, I've seen it go on Amazon, on eBay right now, all the way up to $600. That's insane. That's insane. I actually bought this authentic deck off of Mercari, and I paid, I believe, $150 for it. So, but let's get into some of the differences, right? Do the little fake ones even still work? How is it using it compared to the original one? So let's get right into it. Now, obviously, from a first impression, the authentic one comes in a much bigger box, and it's actually a two-piece box, right? Versus the fake one comes in a little tug box. So that's gonna be your first dead giveaway that you're buying a fake deck. If it's in a little tug box and it has a little code on the bottom of it that says that's how you're gonna find the guidebook, it's fake. Any of the decks that don't come with the guidebook and it's telling you you just need to scan a code and you will find it online, yeah, they are fake decks. So try to stay away from them if you want. Again, like, I'm not here to preach. I'm just saying that I personally do not like buying fake decks. And if I have a few, it's only for comparison, because I want to show you guys the real versus the fake ones. Because when I was looking into getting these cards, actually I was looking on YouTube, like always doing your research on YouTube, right? And I could not for the life of me find a side-by-side with the real versus the fake deck. So again, the fake one is a lot smaller than the real one. So actually, let me take out the fake ones real quick. So like I said, here they come in a tug box. Let's pop them out. So as you can see, the fake ones are actually a lot smaller. I have really small hands, and the fake one fits completely in my hand, as you guys can see. So, and that's another thing, like, again, I have real small hands, so for me to shuffle the bigger Oracle cards, it is hard. So I was so excited when I got this deck and it was so small. I was like, oh my god, yes. But I did not know that it is fake. And let me say, when you first get it, you gotta pry these apart one by one because they are stuck by the gilding. Now, I've had this deck for over a year for sure, and you can see there is still gilding on it. Now, did I use it a lot? In the beginning, yes, but then I just didn't feel like I completely connected with this deck. Like, I didn't completely connect with the energies, and You know, back then I didn't know like, oh, cleansing a deck, this and that. But since I, you know, when I became more of an advanced reader, of course, I did go ahead and cleanse this deck, and I tried connecting with it, and it was just not my thing. Now it does still have some gilding on it, even though you can see that the gilding is coming off. I feel like the gilding was coming off from the first day that I bought the deck. Now, it does not come off on my hand from my deck, but I know some people had that problem, that the ink would actually come off onto their hand. So as you can see, the gilding is still there, but it's more like a grainy gilding instead of a smooth one like the original deck. Even looking at the box, when you look at the boxes side by side, you know, the colors are way different. This is more like of a darker purple. This is like a light pink. The shirt is more like a green. This is more like a turquoise. And I love this green, but the colors on the cards actually look almost like in a haze. Like, let me show you guys what I mean. I don't know if you can tell, it almost looks a little bit blurry. Now, can you still use these cards? Yes, of course you can. If you don't have the original deck and you really like this deck and you don't want to spend the money on the original deck, yes, you can still use these cards. It really depends from person to person whether you think you will be able to connect with them. Like I said, to me, I did not feel such a strong, deep connection with these cards. I did think they were cool and they had kind of a sentimental value to me, since it's my first ever Oracle deck, so I will never get rid of these little fake cards. But in comparison to the other ones, it's night and day to me. But again, they're still usable, and something I really love is the fact that they are so small. Now let's look at the real authentic deck. So of course this one comes with a guidebook. So here you have the back, here you have the guidebook, which I feel that it is helpful, even though the cards are pretty self-explanatory. So I feel like even if you don't have the guidebook, you know, you can live without it. But it has been nice, like reading, you know, really into the cards and seeing where did the author come from. Even though right now that author is quite controversial and I do not support Doreen. However, I feel very connected to this deck and one other one of her decks, which I will do a side-by-side comparison as well, because of course I bought a fake one by mistake from that one as well. Okay, so the talk box is pretty sturdy talk box. I like it, but it's your basic talk box. Again, usually I don't end up keeping my cards in the talk box anyhow. I put them in my little, my quite big drawer full of the cards. But so here's the box, but let's actually look at the cards. Now, one thing, I don't know if this will come through the camera, but as you can see, the gilding on the corners only has worn off of this deck. Obviously, I did not buy it brand new. I could not afford to buy this deck brand new. The gilding on the sides is actually pretty good. It's not so bad, but the gilding on the edges is pretty much completely worn off, and I do wish that the seller would have shared that with me or shared it in the pictures, but you know, they didn't. But they were really apologetic, so it is what it is at the end of the day. But as you can see, the gilding of the authentic versus the gilding of the fake one. The fake one looks kind of like fake gold, right? Fake jewelry. It's really like more like grainy and flaky. This is more like smooth and shiny. I hope you guys can see. I cannot see my camera right now from here, so I hope that you guys can tell. Again, looking at the backs, the original one, the authentic one, is a way darker color, and the little picture in the middle of the mirror, it looks like it's a lot more clear. So I hope that comes through. Another thing with this little fake deck is that I noticed like the borders are not even. If you can see, the side borders are not even. Does that bother me? I mean, it's really nitpicking at the end of the day, right? It's nitpicking, but it's not the best quality printing. So let me flip the cards to the side. Now you can see how much more clear these cards are in comparison to the other ones. Now when you look at one of the authentic ones and one of the fake ones, it almost looks like it's in a haze. Actually, let me try and find the, I should have done this before, right? I should have found the real one. Made them side by side. Give me a second. Actually, I will be right back. I will look for the card and then I'll be back. Okay guys, I'm back. I probably should have done this before the video, right? But I'm glad I paused the video to do this because it took a minute. So I put them all side by side. So I want to go through each one by one so you guys can see the difference. So as you can see, the colors are slightly different, and again, the fake one almost looks like it's a haze. It's like blurry, and look at the difference. Now I don't want to say that the pictures are the same, it's just a different quality, let's say, for the printing. Also the material on the cards is different. This one, the authentic one, feels a little bit more shiny. The fake one feels more matte. Now, I don't always love shiny cards, but these ones for me don't stick together. It could be because it's not a brand new deck. But also, as you can see in the authentic one, the colors, this, for example, the headscarf right here, it's more blue turquoise. In the fake one, it is more green. We have chemistry. As you can see how much more vibrant the colors are in the real one. Again, this is the authentic one. This one is the fake one, authentic fake one, but I'm sure you guys can really tell the difference. We have religious factors. Now, I have heard that some people have not gotten every single card with the fake ones. Luckily, I have. All of them were here. And the quality wasn't so awful for my first deck, but you know, now that I'm really into collecting the cards and working with them and connecting with them, it makes a difference for me, and knowing that I'm supporting the creators and small businesses. You have deception right here. When I look at the picture on the authentic cards, I just connect with them a lot more. Like, I can really read into the picture a lot more. You can see the details a lot more than the fake one. But again, all the words and everything is also on the counterfeit deck. True love. The colors are a lot more vibrant on the real one. Gotta keep an open mind. Healing family issues. I literally fall in love with this authentic deck each time I'm touching it. I try to handle it with care because obviously I don't want to ruin it or have the gilding come off from a collector's standpoint. Engagement. But I'm the kind of person that will work with my cards. I don't just want to keep them on display. And a lot of my cards, to be honest, I do modify. I'm not a big fan of borders, so I will cut off the borders sometimes. I love edging my decks. It literally is like a meditation for me and a form to connect with the cards. Also, they just feel more done once they are edged. So if a deck doesn't come edged, I will edge it. Now, not every single deck, obviously, but if you watched any of my videos of reading, a lot of my decks are edged. It just really helps me connect with the cards. I know some people don't agree with edging them or don't like edging their cards, and to me, I feel like it's not disrespectful. It is actually my way of putting my touch on that deck, putting my energy and time into the deck, and connecting with each card separately. You know, sitting with each card and connecting with each card. So I love doing that. But that might devalue the price of some of the decks. So if you guys want to see a video with my edge decks and how I edge my decks and the tools I use to edge my decks, let me know. Codependency, calling in your soulmate. I don't know what happened there. Express your love. Make the effort. I mean, it's just so beautiful. I'm usually, like I said, I don't like shiny cards, but this is not overly shiny, and it just really makes the colors pop for me and not make them so muted. But I do like bright colors, like just in general, and on any of my decks, like I look for vibrant colors. Now pastels, I do like pastel colors as well if it's, you know, done beautifully. And again, not everybody has the same taste, right? I would never say that a deck is ugly or just, you know, it might not be my preference personally, but we are all different. And you know, I use different decks for different reading for different people, different situations, and I connect with different decks on different levels, if that makes sense, for different things. So here we have Soulmate. This is the card that is actually on the front of the box, and as you can see, still like some of the blues on the fake ones just look green. Now green and greenish turquoise is my favorite color, so I wouldn't mind that green being on the original cards, but if it was as vibrant as the authentic cards. This deck is such an iconic deck. I mean, even if you look at readings on YouTube, pretty much every reader that is a love reader has the Romance Angels deck. Now I have noticed that some people do have the little counterfeit deck, and again, there is no judgment from my part because I've used it for a real long time. But you know, I just much more prefer the authentic one, so I rather, you know, I saved up to get the real deck. And I was watching for the real deck for a long time because again, I've seen some of them go like 600, and then on eBay finally I found some biddings that were actually a pretty decent price, and then I realized that some of them were in French and the guidebook is in French, and obviously I really wanted the English version because I don't speak French. I speak quite a few languages, but French is not one of them. However, I am from Europe originally, but again, I don't speak French. See, this green is the one that's kind of on the fake cards, on the ones where it's supposed to be blue, but it's not vibrant like this. It's kind of more muted like the one on the fake ones. Again, the main thing that I love on the fake ones versus the authentic ones is the size. Because of my small hands, and I love to riffle shuffle. I know not everybody riffle shuffles, but I love to riffle shuffle. It's a lot easier for me to riffle shuffle a deck that actually fits in my palms. So I really wish that, you know, that maybe the cards would be a lot smaller, but I feel like most of the Reimburses cards, if not all of them, are pretty much the same standard Oracle size cards that are slightly bigger than, let's say, a typical tarot card size. So actually, let me shuffle, give these both a shuffle so you guys can see what I meant by the fact that those are a lot bigger and harder to shuffle. Now I will say that once you're trying to put these in, sometimes they stick a little bit, but I think even the counterfeit ones shuffle really well. You know, I'm able to actually not get big chunks, you know, like shuffle one by one. It's just so much easier for me to control the cards with them being so small. And then also overhand shuffle. Sometimes they do stick just a little bit, and especially in the beginning they really stuck. So you know, a lot of people just let them fall while they overhand shuffle, just let the cards fall over. But I like holding it with my thumb and grabbing it. That way you control how many cards you're grabbing. You want to grab one card, multiple cards, 2, 3. Like, just go back and forth, also back and forth shuffle. So actually, let me know what you guys think, right? Do you think, like, would you buy the counterfeit deck? Do you like buying counterfeit decks in general? Do you have this deck? Do you have the authentic one, or do you have the counterfeit one? Let me know your guys' thoughts on that. And again, no judgment. So if somebody does comment, you know, that they have either one of the decks, please be respectful. This is a respectful place, and I want it to be a safe place for everybody. So I'm hoping that you guys can see me shuffling here. So see, I can grab the cards the long way, but it is a little bit harder. And also, I really don't want to mess up the gilding. Another way, if the cards are too big, you can side shuffle, but bridging the cards that way, it's hard because especially these cards are a lot thicker than the counterfeit deck. So if I bended them, like, that would completely ruin them. Versus, let me show you, if I bended this one, if I riffle shuffle the other way, I can grab this one and bridge it. I feel like bridging it, I know that a lot of readers don't bridge them, like, you know, they just like riffle shuffling them and then just doing this, putting them back together, or riffle shuffling and, ooh, well, that was a fail. It's the camera stage fright. No, I'm just kidding. But some people, yeah, just do that instead of making them. But this is not a shuffling video. Again, if you guys want to see a shuffling video, let me know. Again, let's take a look at the backs as well. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it's going to help you guys make up your mind about if you want to try to find the authentic deck or if you're fine with the fake deck. So look at the size. The counterfeit deck is goes right up to where the words are, so the whole card size is as big as pretty much almost just the picture on the authentic deck. And the card stack, like I just told you guys, this one is a lot flimsier. The fake one is a lot flimsier, which me personally, I don't like. This one is a lot thicker. The authentic one is a lot thicker. That's why it's harder to bridge them when you riffle shuffle them. Like, yeah, because I don't want you bend this card stack. Yeah, it's bent, but that's why I like, usually, to be honest, like thinner card stack, like I said, so I can riffle shuffle to my liking and my preferences. So again, please let me know your opinions. What are your thoughts? If you like this video, please like or dislike if you did not like it. And if you could subscribe and get my channel out there, since it's very new and it's really hard to get promoted with this kind of content on YouTube. But I'm doing what I love, and you know, even if I can help one of you guys out there, it is worth it for me. I love you guys all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I wish you guys love and light, and I'll be back with more videos. Peace.